we just got to do better, fellas. Like, y'all out here having all these babies and y'all not protecting, providing, and preserving, man. Like, what's the purpose?
Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half
Peace. So look, it's episode 5, right? We back. Supreme Dialect. We still living and learning. We still in the midst of it. We still talking about life and the trials and tribulations of it, and how we growing from it, right? And how we grew from it. So I want to start this episode off with a quote from a famous man, right? I'm gonna see if y'all catch it. And it goes like, I would trade at the chance of being a man with a father versus having the skills to be able to survive when it's harder. Y'all caught that? I changed it up. I tweaked it a little bit to go with the theme of this episode. But yeah, that's the man, Earl Simmons, man. DMX, rest in peace. So what I want to talk about in this episode is being a father and becoming a father and having a father, but not being taught how to be a good one, if you acknowledge what I'm saying. Like, a lot of us go through our childhood thinking that just because our daddy is around or that he's in the picture, as they say, that it's cool. But the dynamic of the black family is so disorientated and dysfunctional that we think that just because daddy is around and he's present that he's a good father. But he's not active. He's not actively engaging and showing us as little boys how to be men, how to protect our families, how to preserve our families, how to provide for our families. Like, it's a lot of that that's not going on in our community, and we don't see it because we just so happy that daddy around. We just so happy that I don't have a absent father, and that ain't it. A lot of us grew up, became adults, because you don't become a man until you become a man, if you acknowledge what I'm saying. Like, we were never taught right. Like, the lessons don't stop until the father fades away. And when I say fade away, I mean pass on. That's when the lessons stop. And like, I'm in the process now, the older my boys get, and the better they understand and get, I'm trying to show them the proper ways to protect their family, the proper ways to provide for their family, the proper ways to preserve the integrity and the life of their family. Like, I wasn't taught that. Like, people just think because they're around that they doing good, and that's not the case. Like, they got men out here that think that when a boy turns 18 and they nuts drop, that it's the wild, it's the jungle, and they go their way and you go yours. Your job is done. It don't work like that. Like, you got to constantly be instilling stuff in your children, specifically your sons, daughters too. But this episode is not so much about a father and his daughter, but it's more so about a father and his sons. A lot of us miss a lot growing up, and that's why a lot of us are confused in our 20s. And we go through so many trials and tribulations in our 20s of falling down and getting back up, falling down and getting back up. Like, a lot of those falls, we shouldn't have to deal with if we got fathers, if we got daddies around. A lot of those falls should never happen, because we as men should have taught our sons about certain things that might come in the road that you might need to get out the way from. But no. You just so happy that you was around. You think you did your job because a boy grew up and became a man on his own and is successful in that right, but you don't get the credit for that if you wasn't active and not still active. You don't get to talk about that if you wasn't there and not still present. Like, I don't think people understand the pain of that. Like, it'd be better for you not to have been there versus for you to be there and then not be there when a child most needs you. Because one thing we always will be, as long as our parents are still around, is those people's babies. You can't outgrow your parents. So that child will always yearn for the love from those parents until they perish. And even when they perish, they still want it. But not being able to get it when a parent is still actively living, like, dude, that's the worst feeling in the world. And I pray that my children never feel like that. I won't allow it, but I just pray that they never feel like I don't love them. That I won't protect them with my life. Like, we just got to do better, fellas. Like, y'all out here having all these babies and y'all not protecting, providing, and preserving, man. Like, what's the purpose? We leading these babies on a path of destruction. Like, all these little wild dudes out here running around crazy. It's a reason for that. Some of them be like, yeah, he had his daddy. Yeah, but was the daddy actively involved in teaching this little boy how to be a man, how to become a man? I learned everything I learned about being a man from the streets, from older dudes in the streets, from other people's fathers, from my cousins. Because my time period of becoming a man happened after my mama died. Because up until my mama died, I was still a baby. And I truly believe she sacrificed herself and stopped going through what she was going through and didn't choose to fight it as much as she could have, because she knew that I would forever be her baby and I would never grow up as long as she was still here. She enabled me to do that. And I think she seen that and accepted that and chose to leave here so that I would grow up. It's crazy. I had that epiphany not too long ago, maybe a few years ago, and my mama been gone since 2007. It takes a long time to process certain things, and once you process it and you get a clear understanding and clarity out of it, you can finally move on. And I finally figured out why my mama left. Even though I still yearn for that love from her, I can feel it whenever I need it. I had a moment last night where I had to go sit outside and I could feel my mama wrapping her arms around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the wind wasn't blowing, but when I went outside and sat down last night, that wind was blowing, man. And I just felt her. She telling me it's going to be all right, you know? Just calm down. Like, you're doing good. I shouldn't have to be getting that from a spirit when I still have an active parent living. But nobody wants to talk about that. It's a lot of us going through the same things. Like, us as children, we shouldn't have to reach back out. My children will never have to reach out to me. It's my job to keep them at arm's distance. As long as I'm here, as long as I'm able to move my feet and my arms, my children should never yearn for that love that people like me yearn for. And it hurt. It hurt because it leaves a child wondering. Because like I said before, I'm going to say it again. As long as those parents are still living, man, your children are forever your babies. And it leaves that baby wondering like what he did. And a lot of us ain't done nothing. And as much as you want to let it go and forgive and forget, man, when you sit back and think about it, man, it hurt. It hurt. It really hurts because you really want that person to know that it's a part of your life that's forever destroyed, because we can't get time back. We can't get that time back. But it's a part of your life that's forever destroyed because of them. Like, that's one thing as a culture we got to stop. we not allowed to let our children be mad at us. We not allowed to let our children become dysfunctional because our process of becoming a man was dysfunctional. It's our job. It's your job to break that. You're supposed to break that because you know something wrong with it. But a lot of us don't do it. We just continue the same cycles, man. The same generational curses as they like to call it. Why? Why not break that? I changed everything about myself to be able to say that my kids got somebody positive to look up to. I ain't in the streets no more. It was fun. I did my thing. I got a name, but do I got a name to my kids? That's what really mattered to me. I'm trying to show my kids that Daddy worked his tail off to make sure they got everything they need and everything they want. I break my back. You know what I'm saying? I go through all kind of emotions. And when I'm ready to quit and I'm ready to give up, I think about these people in my house. These 3 kids I got. I think about my daughter. I think about my first son, my second son. I think about the woman that gave me them 2 boys. That was a gift in itself. And I truly believe God and my mama sent me that. A lot of us don't believe that we need people. But we do. If you're going to have kids, if you're going to be out here doing the things to have kids, when that child comes into this realm, when it's birthed onto this earth, if that don't change something in you to where you want to protect that child, I don't care who you had a child with. You know what I'm saying? That's out of the control or whatever. But when you have that child, even if the child is the best part of 2 people. So even if you dysfunctional and she dysfunctional, when y'all had that baby, that's the best things from both of y'all combined into one being and coming into this world. So put differences aside and do what y'all got to do to make that child grow and become great. Because a lot of us missed out on our greatness because we didn't have fathers to bring it out of us. I had people tell me what I should have been doing when I was playing football. What I shouldn't have been doing. I'm not listening to y'all. Even though I know y'all know what y'all talk about, I'm not listening to y'all because I want my daddy to tell me that. I want my daddy to come to these football games. Never happened. And it's crazy the stuff you think about. And being a grown man, stuff still bother you. And the fact that it still bother you is traumatic enough to make you not be right in the head. It makes you lack in certain things for your children. And I'm mad because I feel like the trauma that I got and the pain that I got left over is affecting my babies. And as good as the father that I know I am, I think it's certain aspects of being a father that I might be missing. Because like I said before, I learned how to be a man from a lot of different people, from a lot of different situations, from trials and tribulations, from falling and getting back up, falling and getting back up. Like, shouldn't have to be like that. If another man gonna pick me up, it should have been my father. Shouldn't have been my next door neighbor. It shouldn't have been my homeboy daddy. Shouldn't have been my cousin. Shouldn't have been my uncle. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have been none of that. And then you stuck just with this chip on your shoulder. Look, man, being a father is the greatest gift. just like being a mother is one of the greatest gifts that God gave us. Cherish that gift. Being able to produce life. Like, cherish that. Put into that. Because how these babies turn out, it's a direct reflection of how you raise them and how you teach them. And if you just around and you just present and you ain't teaching them nothing and instilling nothing in them, no morals and values and principles, man, they gonna be just like the rest of these little knuckleheads. Like, love your kids, not just verbally. Make sure your kids ain't growing up having to learn how to be men through trial and error. Shouldn't have had to teach myself how to change a tire. I shouldn't have had to teach myself how to I can fix everything in this house, and it ain't because somebody taught me. I mean, it's because somebody taught me, but it wasn't who should have taught me. If you get what I'm saying. And like, you think you better. You think you done let stuff go. I don't cry about it no more. I don't get aggressive about it as much as I used to no more. Because I just know it ain't gonna change. And the older generation seems to believe that in that honor thy mother and thy father thing, but it's nothing to honor when you're not honorable. That statement doesn't apply to people who are not honorable. So nobody should worship the ground you walk on if you're not honorable. So that's one thing I don't agree with. Nobody gets a pass just because of some words in a book. Those words can be taken out of context very easily, and a lot of people allow people to treat them any kind of way and allow people to, you know what I'm saying, act a certain type of way on this earth and get away with it because they think they absolve because of one passage. You're not. You're not. It's your job as a mother. It's your job as a father to protect, provide, and preserve for them babies. And a lot of y'all ain't doing it. Y'all just present. I'm sorry. That got a little personal. It's supposed to be me. I don't know what it was supposed to be. But I'm going to end that there because I don't want to keep rambling. But yeah, episode 5, man, that's a wrap. So check it out. This is my cousin, but he like my little brother, man. This his situation. God is Love Cloth. Pray More is one of his main creations, but man, he got so much stuff sitting in that shop that he got online. So please follow that link, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Support that. Support everybody out in war so far, man, because we gotta support each other. No matter how little or how big we always gotta support each other and the people that we know. So yeah, man, that's it, man. I'll see y'all next time, bro. Peace.
Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping.